God, I really would have loved to be here today, but my therapist told me to protect my peace from the years of mental and emotional abuse that's been taking place, and I want to avoid any kind of bullying. So I can't be here today, but I brought you Gail King instead.
And I just want to say, with holding my own hands, that I respect whatever's best for Erin, and I'm just really proud of her for practicing what she preaches and not being here today. I'm really proud of Erin for not being here today.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really tough decision to make, but I just want to say thank you, especially to the crew. And
I want to apologize for calling you a fag on Hot Mic.
Hey.
I did. Pretty good.
Oh, folks, a lot of people have been asking me. A lot of people know I am a producer on Netflix's Queer Eye, and I've been getting a lot of questions of like, what happened and what's the tea and what's going on. And I just want to take a moment where all kind of eyes are on me and where I'm getting all this attention to say, I can't tell you. It's a secret.
My new line is to tell people, say, oh my God, Erin worked. Like, what is she? I go, she's shocked. She's as shocked as anyone.
She's as shocked as anyone.
Which is true.
Of course. It's frankly shocking what's been going on. But stream Queer Eye season 10. DC.
You can find it in the top 10 on Netflix. Congratulations, bitch.
Thank you.
For real.
I know. It's so awesome to be in the top 10 on Netflix. I hope we stay there. I hope you're all kind of watching. Watch the old seasons too while you're at it. I saw a lot of comments that were like, I didn't know the show was still going on. And I'm like, well, find out. Watch our previous seasons. Watch some of my work. What a fabulous show.
I didn't know the show was still going on. Every time you got the call to go back.
Honestly. And like, I just like.
You're like, I think we did our last season, like season 6, babe.
Yeah. And my take on the drama, as always, is I love everyone involved.
Yeah.
And we make a wonderful television show called Queer Eye that really does change lives. So thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone for 10 amazing years.
Welcome to Stream Queens the Pod.
I'm Julia Wendt.
I'm Erin McKeon.
She is the Emmy Award-winning producer behind your favorite television shows.
And she is the indie darling of the Tribeca Film Festival and the princess of the Bushwick alt comedy scene.
And this is Homemade Rage Bait and Misinformation, brought to you by the Bushwick Intellectual Class, right here from our very own home where we are roommates and best friends of 10 years.
And TV connoisseurs, and if you've been following along with Stream Queens, you already know we are deep into the Traitors season 4.
Coming to the Traitors den.
Yes.
Na, 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 na.
Every time I hear it, I just, are you coming to the tree?
Can I tell you, like, executively, I was like, let's sing Hanging Tree by Jennifer Lawrence, but then mechanically, all I knew was Traitors.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the reverse, where every time the Traitors comes on, like, to me, I'm hearing, it's like they're putting whatever song they're putting, it's what's registering in my brain and kind of coming through is like in the waveform is definitely the Hanging Tree from major motion picture, The Hunger Games.
And I just want to take a second to plead with Jennifer Lawrence. Please, please, please do not ever go on the Traitors. She would be so annoying on
What?
there.
You think? She'd be amazing. I'd watch anything she does.
I do watch everything she does, including our favorite 73 questions. Y'all have to go check it. What's the weirdest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
That I fucked Harvey Weinstein.
So check that out for more gems like that. But we're, of course, today covering Traitors season 4, episode 6.
Episode 6, and what a fucking episode it was. Like, honestly, everybody's been building towards, obviously we know it's going to be like the hard part about talking about episode 6 is withholding the excitement for episode 7, because episode 6 left us on kind of a cliffhanger where we're all really racing to the next episode. But let's give episode 6 kind of the justice it deserves, because we got a lot. This was like a really jam-packed, action-filled episode of the Traitors.
This was one of my favorite episodes, if not my favorite episode of the Traitors so far.
Like all seasons.
All seasons, U.S. seasons for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of like shock, in terms of twists. We always talk about, like, in writing, in drama, right? What you want to deliver to people is what they expect in a way they would have never expected it.
Yeah.
And our Traitors, the producers, hoods off to y'all, like,
hoods off to everyone
making
involved.
television.
Yeah, it's so good. It's crazy, to be honest.
Well, I just wanted to, like, level set because, you said, like, we're racing toward episode 7.
We are.
That said, episode 6, I was wet.
Yeah, we were screaming, hooting, and hollering kind of the whole time, but especially as it ends. So let's kind of just dive right in.
Yeah, well, top of the morning to ya.
It's breakfast time in the castle, and Breakfast, biggest reveal of breakfast, of course. Nobody died, and isn't that nice?
And isn't that nice? I gotta say, I was a little bit expecting one of those little snakes to have grabbed a shield.
Yeah.
And I a little bit was like, well, the only person that would have grabbed it probably is Colton.
Yeah.
So he's safe either way, thank God.
Yeah.
So he could be here to deliver us building and building.
I think nobody taking a shield also is going to really set up like this team is really coming together as kind of a cohesive unit, which we'll see throughout the rest of this episode. And I think that's kind of the first sign of like, oh, they really all stuck by their word and didn't take a shield, which I think it was really cool of everyone. There was a lot of people who had the opportunity and didn't.
And to that's a great point. This crew is working more effectively or becoming more cohesive as a team than I think we've seen before. And because it's a new strategy, or I haven't really seen them do like this, I'm like, there's no way this is going to work out. I think it might work out.
Yeah. And breakfast, like usually breakfast is kind of a time for us all to just kind of gear up, eat some smoked salmon, and just kind of like get ready for the day ahead. But instead at this breakfast, Colton does come in and he's kind of gaming right off the bat. And I think he's talking to Dorinda and he's like, hey, I just want you to like start looking at Lisa's behavior. Like,
what's Lisa gonna do?
Yeah, like let's all watch very closely at Lisa fucking Rinna.
No, we were doing some deep zoom in on Lisa Rinna, but mostly like, cause I don't want to, I hate to publicly accuse people about things that I have not real evidence for on the podcast. I think
that's one of your favorite things to do in general.
It's my bread and butter. And to butter that bread, that toast, Colton Underwood, eyes so big. Are you on Adderall?
Oh,
it's giving like the intensity is I took a shit ton of Adderall to hunt housewives and also nominally go after Ron.
I just think Colton is like, honestly, like the eyes to me are just like psycho
he's on the limitless pill.
Yeah, it's but I think it's also just kind of like when you are psycho so much as to kind of stalk your ex, to go on The Bachelor and do everything he kind of did. Like, I'm like, that guy's just a little crazy, which of course, like, I love and welcome crazy people of all varieties into my life on a regular basis.
We couldn't make the show without us.
Yeah, we couldn't do this without you crazy people. So thank you. And thanks to Colton for being kind of crazy guy representation on TV.
Well, everyone better scarf down that smoked salmon and pile into the Land Rovers.
Because we're heading for a mission.
And Alan's Cabin in the Wood returns.
I know.
Yeah.
I love the Cabin in the Woods. Obviously, that was like a favorite of all time moment of last season was Tom Sandoval in that fucking cabin playing that game. Like, come on. So it really, I would say it hit yet again.
I think it's fucked up that they make Furcus live there, but I don't know what his quality of life was before.
It's a vacation for Furcus to live in Alan's Cabin of Curiosities.
Furcus is actually two people stacked on top of each other. This mission, I was impressed by the intellectual prowess of our friends.
Yeah, and just like the teamwork. Like this episode really was seeing them come together as a cohesive unit, because I think Ron, gives a talking head where he's like, I've never been more proud of this team than I am this challenge. And I felt the exact same way, Ron, because like this group is really working together and they had a really open discussion about the shields element, right?
So they make everyone pile in around a big round table that has a Ouija board on it. They're going to have to escape 2 at a time after solving riddles. I was so hopeful last episode. We were so hopeful last episode that we might be able to receive the challenge directions in a coherent way.
Yeah.
And I would say the streak broken.
And I don't know, is it their fault? Is it my fault? Because when they started explaining the rules, I stopped paying attention. We rewound to kind of like see, oh, maybe I can pay attention this time. But I once again couldn't. And I checked my phone both times. So, but
all I heard was Alan coming in your voice telling me about White Elephant.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like but obviously the game players understood, and that's the point of the instructions. And it was clear they knew what they were doing, and boy did they. Like, I really we saw Natalie really step up as a kind of a leader with her big line of like, okay, we're all agreeing not to take shields, and if you take a shield, you're getting banished tonight at the round table.
Yeah, do we all agree we don't want to take shields? She is right. You got to cover your ass, right? People are like, no one take a shield. What did you think of, because as a group, they once again have come together to say, we're not taking shields.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 available. I personally always have this like wish or idea like, ooh, use the shields as bait or to try and do gameplay and suss people out or use it as a strategy. And while they do work together, to your point, that group in like a minute trying to determine and agree on 2 people who deserve a shield or should have a shield is not going to be as quick as them rallying together and being like, no shields or else you banish. Which when I say like that they're playing it different, Natalie using the banishment power to just cull the herd or like hold people accountable, I do find fascinating, similar to this let's all have shields all the time.
Well, and it's like Natalie, it's because they're in a habit of I think because we just came off like no one was murdered and the last banishment wasn't really about a traitor. It was about Michael. We don't like him. Like now she's like, banishment's feeling different. It's like, oh, now banishment's kind of a social strategy as much as it is about getting out the traitors. We're going to be holding this over your head that we have the ability to function as a group and get out whoever we as a collective want. So
I love
we can
the
punish
fascist
you.
rise.
Yeah, it was very
Natalie.
interesting. It's cool. Yeah. Loving Natalie in general. Love like, I'm like, you know what? Hold your own next to these girls. You know what I mean? Compared to kind of the HMU, like Maura and Lisa and a lot of the other women are kind of like pulling day to day. I'm like, Natalie, like stay true to yourself. I love that. And you look stunning, lady.
It looks like she might be wearing the kind of ice skating spandex situation that Tara Lipinski wore at 12 years old.
Sure.
And which I don't actually know, but she is in a really interesting. Miss Natalie for Roundtable later dresses in one of the most challenging outfits I've ever seen, and I'm proud of her.
Me too. I'm consistently proud of Natalie for her behavior, perspective,
boldness, courage,
hair, makeup, and outfits. She's awesome.
I love your hair and makeup today.
Literally. Yeah. We also see, and we also get to see a little bit at the mission or in the car before or after the mission, where we start to see the beginning of what's going to be Rob's dilemma. And Rob's dilemma is that Colton is campaigning against Lisa.
Yeah, Rob's dilemma is that he's in love with Colton. But yeah, Colton starts campaigning in the car.
Yeah, and Rob hits us with it's plausible, which I think is a good response. I think is exactly what you should say. Because, yeah, you don't want to start defending Lisa. But, of course, yeah. So, I don't know. That's the beginnings of what will only unfold in Rob's dilemma.
And Rob beat Colton's trap, right, where he was like, I'm going to float Lisa and see who tries to come to Lisa's defense.
Right.
Rob Roush is smarter than that.
Rob Roush is smart as fuck. Rob Roush, Creek Rat. If you're watching on video today, this is not a Creek Rat hat, but it might as well be. I've seen the merch. I do want to purchase it.
We'll be reaching out.
We'll be reaching out. I was just, but God.
Yeah,
I love that Creek Rat, that sweet Alabama boy.
Yeah, and the dilemma that you describe, right, is that he has now publicly, he loves Colton. That's
clear.
His butt buddy
/
blood brother, respectfully. And what you've got an alliance with him. You don't got to be seen protecting Lisa Rinna. So
right. Well, and then after the mission, which I think last on the mission was just like, what fun.
Yeah.
What fun to see those people like in scary situations, like scare them more. I like when they scream. I like when there's bugs. Although I did wonder, do you think I thought compared to even the Cabin of Horrors where I think the bugs were a little more everywhere, or the challenge where they had to put their hands in glass while bugs happen. I'm like, did these people come in with contracts of I am not doing that? Are there more people unwilling to be an actual grossness and
right,
danger?
The level of roaches may not reach my joints on my arm.
Yeah, because even the bugs they had come out of the box, they seemed pretty contained in the box. They were far away. They weren't really coming to the table. And so I'm like, oh, I don't know. This group does seem like they're willing to do physical challenges, but the fear in that room was palpable.
I wonder if they're going to ratchet it up.
I do too. That's
sure
kind
they
of what I'm
will.
hoping, because I want to see some of those housewives get more bugs, please.
More bugs. And you want to talk about pushing people? Like, you can break them with bugs.
You can break almost anybody's bug. I mean, bugs would break me in the game.
I'm broken.
For sure.
I got
Just
broke
seeing
by a
him on
mouse.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to take a moment for the mouse?
No, but, well, okay, so my cat alerted me in the middle of the night at 6 a.m., which to me is the middle of the night, started screaming. I thought it started trying to catch something, got it in his mouth a couple times. It escaped, then it get it in his mouth, then it would escape. Not an effective killer.
No, he's not an effective killer, the cat.
However, I do find myself, the mouse did end up hiding in my closet, and now whenever I need to go in there, I do find myself like knocking on the door to be like, hey, I'm coming in.
Yeah, and now I feel like Elio and the mouse are in kind of a Tom and Jerry situation. Like, are they friends or are they enemies? We'll never know.
They're a dynamic duo that is going to withstand the generations, kind of like you and me.
Aww.
Love you, gal.
Love you, gal. Okay, so then we get to the castle time. And in the castle, we get to see that really cute scene with Ron and Rob. And like, Rob Roush, not only are you stunning and gorgeous and impossible to look at because of your stunning and gorgeous nature, but you are also what a sweet guy who's going to reach out to the introvert in the room and says, I've been there myself, and is going to go spend some time one-on-one with Ron, who everybody's targeting. And I think that's just like really sweet. And he showed a lot of integrity, and Ron told him, you know, who only knows what conversation they might have had, for Ron to say, like, I think you are just a really good representation of Southern values and what they're really about, you know, family and these things. And like, it just was so heartwarming. They connected, and there was an amount of heart that I think we're not used to seeing on this show, of treachery, betrayal, and murder.
And build stakes for them, right? Mm-hmm. Betrayal is harder when you trust and care for the person that you're betraying.
And enough so that he would come out to the kitchen and say, despite what his traitorous plan was, he's going to come out and tell everyone, look, I've been spending time with Ron, and he's not a traitor, man. I'm not doing this. I'm not voting for this guy.
Right. And to the heartwarming element, like, of course, my C was throbbing previously for Rob Roush, but the womb started going boom, boom.
Totally.
Boom, boom.
I know.
Like, I'm like, oh, fuck.
He's going to be such a wonderful father.
And such a terrible husband.
I don't know if that's
such
true.
An unfaithful husband, and I'm sure a great dad.
I'm sure a great dad, but you
name one faithful husband.
Right.
But they connected, and yeah, previously, right, the Traitors agreed, they were in a pact, we're gonna go for Ron tonight. And not only is Rob publicly protecting Ron, he does it in front of Lisa and Candace.
I know.
So he is just, you want to talk about betrayal?
Yeah.
They certainly felt betrayed.
Of course, but it's hard because he does it from such a place of integrity that feels really genuine. And he just is like, I'm not going to join in on the bullying despite whatever deals I have as a traitor. And it's like, it's really hard not to root for and like this guy, you know, like.
And what we talk about on the show a lot and comes up is team play as compared to looking out for yourself and finding that balance. I think Rob did it in an admirable way, right?
Yeah.
Which is realistically, there may be a traitor left, right? If there's two in that final circle, one of them's going to turn on the other anyway.
Yeah.
So to separate yourself even a little bit, or for him to have this dissonance of like, well, the traitor's plan, Rob, the traitor's plan tonight was we're going to banish Ron, but the Robby plan, I don't have the heart. And he is way smarter to start seeding that earlier in the day, so that when he does ultimately protect Ron, it's not out of nowhere.
And he is, I honestly feel like his game is so good because I feel like he really is playing as a faithful. Like, I feel like he's almost a begrudging traitor. Like, he's playing the game. He's on the team with the faithfuls. Like, he really does seem to value what they value and is playing that game from their perspective, and kind of just, it's like he's able to compartmentalize the turret, which I'm sure is only like that ability to kind of compartmentalize and be one way in this room and a different way in this room. It's only going to contribute to his lasting marriage as an unfaithful husband and loving, perfect father.
No, this is great training for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Heading into the round table as well is Colton makes his Faustian bargain.
Colton's Faustian bargain. Wow. We've never seen this on the Traitors.
No, and Colton, it could be impressive or cool if I didn't find him to be such a fucking snake.
Yeah.
Because what he does is he starts seeding it in the room. He publicly accuses Lisa in front of other people before pulling her to the side and
trying to make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, being like, hey, you're a traitor. Let's level. Just come through with it. Right. I want to go all the way with you, and I want you to protect me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so you're gaming the faithful and you're gaming the traitors.
Right. And that is tough, is that he's trying to do two things at once. Because we have talked about how it is cozying up to a traitor is a good strategy in this game. And we've seen people, I think, try to do that, but we've never seen them say it out loud the way Colton did. Like, look, I know you're a traitor and I want to go to the end of the game with you. However, you're right. He's trying to do two things at once, which is announce suspicion of Lisa and then also make a secret deal with her. And it's like, you could have really done one or the other. Like, you could have continued to publicly go for Ron, knowing that's working for the traitors, and then gone to Lisa and been like, look, I know it's you, but I'm not going to come for you if we make this deal. However, it's like, well, the deal, you'd actually already fucked the deal before you even proposed it by you were already campaigning against Lisa. Before you then said, I'm going to protect you with the round table. How are you going to do that? You've already thrown your name around.
No, you look shady.
Yeah.
To one and or both parties.
Yeah.
Which I do think he comes off ultimately as. I do wonder, though, in that moment, Lisa Rinna doesn't really have any recourse.
Yeah.
All she can do is deny that she's a traitor. Say, Colton, I think you're a traitor. But it's not like, for a second, I said, ooh, Lisa should go to the round table and she should say.
Bring that up.
Yeah, and say, Colton just approached me and was like, you're a traitor. I want to go to the end with you.
I think he's a bad faithful, and like this is the kind of stuff he was willing to make a deal against all of the faithfuls, and I'm not even a traitor, but I can't believe he would do that. I would think I would play that.
You would play it that way, and banish him as like an unhelpful faithful as compared to a traitor.
Yeah, as like a faithful who would flop on all of us, a faithful who would sell us out. Like that's a danger. A faithful who's willing to help the traitors in order to win might as well be a traitor.
The thing to look out for in that moment, though, right, is that Colton, who has such a big voice, like has so much influence on the group, if Lisa says Colton thinks I'm a traitor, blah blah blah, everyone's gonna get stuck on Colton thinks Lisa's a traitor.
Well, you would think that, except for we have Johnny Weir and the Faithful Eight.
Johnny Weir's Faithful Eight. He pulls aside Mark Duplass. Love your movies.
Mark Ballas.
Mark Duplass got so excited when I saw that he had like a little grant fund for trans filmmakers, and then you look into it and it's for found footage, and it's like, so what? You'll pay for my iMovie subscription? That's for free. What's his name?
Ballas.
Mark Ballas looks like he's from Survivor, but is actually from Dancing with the Stars.
He's amazing on Dancing with the Stars. He did the Dance with Whitney that I showed you.
Which I did not want to watch and loved once we were watching it.
I know, you're always like that.
You're so patient with me.
You're always like that. I send you something I know you will love, and your resistance to it is truly astounding. It'll
clinical.
Take sometimes months until I get you to watch a thing that I only sent you because I love you and I know your taste. I would never send you something I didn't think you would like. And yet your brain, when I send you something, says, yeah, it's so bizarre. Do you want to talk about that at all? Or did you want to go
I'm looking into it. No, I appreciate you saying it. And I'm like looking into it, but I know that about me. And I do think, again, like this obstinance is the same reason why when I want to go to bed, I can't go to bed. It's like, I know that's good for me. It's because I love me. And I'm like, fuck you, cunt. And it's me.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll continue to work on that. But
thanks, Erin.
Yeah, Johnny Weir and the Faithful Eight, they really are coming for Colton, but they're also, Johnny Weir is assembling a crack team of faithfuls to be able to swing any roundtable vote. Of course, his team of 8 surefire faithfuls does include not 1 but 2 traitors.
Yeah, our voting block is 25% traitor.
Our voting block is 25% traitor, which obviously, as someone who is in this game, I think Team Traitor. I think last season I was Team Faithful. This season, because of Rob Roush, like I'm Team, and Candace. I just think they're both great players, and I'm kind of Team Traitor this year.
I'm
I
definitely
like
Team
the Faithful
Rob.
Eight.
You like the Faithful Eight, which that's the point, right? Like all the time they're doing things that are almost right, where it's like,
Yeah.
let's maybe not, we can have a team of 8 people we trust and can get to do something, but maybe let's not be like, and also, by the way, we're all faithful.
Right. It's more like a voting block, but let's acknowledge that some of these voting blocks might be traitors. But then it defeats the purpose of the whole voting block. Like, I'm like, 8 people you trust is, it's also different. I'm like, 8 people to trust in this game. You're asking a lot of yourself and others.
Yeah, when you have a track record of absolutely terrible,
Of no wins.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of goose eggs.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, and obviously we go to the round table, the craziest round table, but the Faithful Eight, they can't even keep it together for one single vote to be a voting block. They split. And it does, I will say that strategy in general, it's like to make a lot of decisions before going to the round table does assume that the round table's not going to sway you when
Yeah.
it always will. It's the fucking round table. Like, you're gonna hear points and be presented in a different direction than you thought you would go. And they keep trying to say that as like a flaw in the game. They're like, this is happening again. We're distracted at the round table from our purpose. And I'm like, no, baby, that's the purpose of the round table.
No, that's Socratic seminar. That's where you're.
Yeah, like we're supposed to be like, let's try going to the round table open-minded and see what is compelling, because as we'll see in this very round table, Ron.
This was like one of the best. Like, this round table shook me deeply to my core. And it started, I noted, I was
It
like,
started with the silence.
somber.
Yeah.
This is a group who is now you see this over the course of any season you watch, where as the game goes on, the players realize like, oh, I'm certainly trusting and putting my faith in the wrong in at least some people I can't trust.
They're dejected.
And also, as we've seen, if you misspeak at the round table, you are punished.
You will pay for this.
So everyone is talking in legalese.
Totally.
And very like, it was tense.
It was very tense, and Ron speaks up with talk about a compelling roundtable that's going to shift your vote. When he started his goodbye speech, that was a really.
Do you think, how long was that cooking up, right? Because he starts and he's like, look, like, I get the realization. You couldn't have found a better director or actor or performer for that moment, for him to realize on air, one of my favorite things that you do on our show, of like, I guess the most faithful thing I could do is tell you all to write my name down.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ron starts saying goodbye to the people around the table. Talk about a fucking move.
It was such a move, and it worked. I mean, you were watching in real time, Natalie being like, oh, fuck, he is not a traitor. And everybody's realizing this whole time, like, we've been on the wrong guy. And they were.
Right, is that as Ron is doing his goodbyes, which I would have loved to see the end of, because it was giving
Ron's grand gesture.
Yeah, Ron's grand gesture, his final farewell.
Yeah.
Which did have the tension of, will this work? Can this work? What is work? And like, to the point of like what people are sharing or not, as he makes his way around the table, it's the whispers starting with Natalie, Tara Lipinski, people turning to like, what do we do?
What do we do?
That's that side chatter is the shit I love.
Yeah.
And that's where we saw, and that's also, Mama, that's the Whisper Network.
The
That's
Whisper
girls
Network.
being girls.
Of
That's
course.
us being like, okay, so these people are kind of
Obviously,
yelling at each other.
But clearly he's not a traitor, right?
Right. Like, and so what, like,
When it shows how much people, I think, really you can pick up on authenticity and genuineness from somebody, that they all just are like, oh yeah, my intuition is clearly telling me this person is not a traitor, and that's obvious. And I feel like, I don't know, it was interesting how it split the vote, and a lot of them used the point of like, oh, but if we did vote out Ron, it would give us clarity, right, on kind of whether he's a faithful or not. And I'm like, sure, but anyone you banish is going to give you clarity. Like, I'm just like, that's not really a point to me. So everybody who did vote for Ron, I think, kind of knowing he really wasn't a traitor is in question to me, just in terms of what I'm like, well, that's weird logic. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them were like, oh, we need this for the clarity because we've been on this for so many days.
Yeah,
And it was
we'd like
kind
to
of
put it to bed.
it was a sunken cost fallacy to me of like wanting to put that to bed, where I was like, but you don't have to, because I think you did just get clarity when you all clearly felt a vibe shift and began to understand that that's not a traitor.
Not a traitor.
And it gives you nothing to get him out as a faithful, because he doesn't have any alliances. He's not,
No,
like,
cutting to shots of Ron eating alone earlier.
yeah, it's really hard to watch and heartbreaking.
Devastating. And the thing that he does, I think you pointed out as the tides start to shift, our friend Mark,
Yeah.
is like, a lot of what we're talking about is based on this first vote, the Portia vote. And Ron is like, actually, let's talk about that, because everyone's on me about the Portia vote.
But what about Colton leading both Tiffany and Michael?
Yeah, we pretend that Michael didn't happen because we don't like Michael, but
Right.
what about Colton? And that's when
Yeah,
good
bringing
morning.
up the Colton name, I think, was really helpful, the round table, because obviously the Faithful Eight were going to go for him kind of regardless. And Colton, I think they're all admitting, is a very dangerous person to be a traitor because he's such kind of a leader in the group. But then Colton, of course, brings it right back around to Lisa Rinna, who he makes some really good points. Like I was thrown that we didn't pick up on this point. That in the first vote, it is a red flag that Lisa voted against Portia, because when you come into the house, the only allegiance you really have is your show. So like you would think you wouldn't vote against a housewife on night one. Like for what reason, when it could have been anyone? That's the only kind of game where it doesn't really matter who you vote for, because like you don't have that much information. So like if you shot blind on the first vote, doesn't really affect anything. The fact that she went with the voting block against a housewife is a huge red flag that I didn't notice, and that is good evidence against Lisa, which ultimately like splits the round table into 3 different voting blocks, which is very interesting and creating for really, really good tension when we go around for the vote. That of course seems to be like, when Alan had to hurry up Rob, because it's Rob we're seeing in the middle of Rob's dilemma, like that he doesn't want to go against Colton publicly. He has a public alliance with Colton, and he has a true integrity alliance with Ron.
Yeah.
That he decides to do the vote for Lisa with that amazing line of, as a faithful, it's my job to get out traitors. Lisa?
And he does hold eye contact with Lisa, I think, more than we see in other traitor on traitor stuff before. I was really impressed, but still, even the intensity of that moment, having to break eye contact. And he did say, right, like, you were really swayed by his perspective of like, look, I publicly aligned myself with these other people. What am I supposed to do? It's like, well, you started the public alignment with Ron this morning after y'all had the conversation about, we're picking Ron. So that was all you.
I think Rob's been knowing since Monet threw out Lisa's name that like if any of the traitors aren't going to make it, nobody Rob and Candace were both included in the Faithful Eight. You know what I mean? Like,
he needs to start working with Candace.
Yeah, Lisa is the loose end of the traitors, and it's obvious, and it's for all the reasons Colton, however we feel about Colton, has been rightly pointing out, which is she's not acting like herself. She's being very meek and quiet, which is not the Lisa fucking Rinna everybody knows. Apparently, though, after this roundtable vote with our hard goodbye to Ron, apparently there were some cut scenes with Lisa Rinna where she did pull out her housewife personality. Apparently, she spanked Rob with a fly swatter. She put some of the other people who voted for her in a corner, made them look at the wall, and put them in timeout. And all of this was cut.
Which I hope that they bring that shit up too, because I wonder if they are going to be convinced by her switch up of being like, yeah, like, I can turn it on, Colton. Like, I'm a performer. I don't know what you want me to say. Like,
right. Like, I was just trying to be myself in here, but I guess I'll be the fucking housewife. You want a show? Fine. I'll give it to you.
And then I could really see somebody being like, whoa, 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 whoa. You woke up when you started having to defend yourself. That's interesting. Now you're playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like we got our kitchen time with the traitors. We got, like,
Yeah, after the vote, they're pissed the fuck
Of
off.
course, which I get, but I do think Candace is going to have to warm up just to Rob's perspective. I really think Lisa is their kind of, weakest link in the Traitors, and I think they probably are going to need to go ahead and let her go. And I don't think Lisa has enough power. The fear of
Yeah.
that is that Lisa starts poisoning. If Lisa knows she's going to get
Yeah.
out, if she starts poisoning the well against Rob or Candace, that's going to be tough for either of them to come back from.
Yeah.
But I don't think Lisa has a lot of trust in the game, and I think Lisa's not long for this world.
Right. And I do think that there's a strategy, and I did love this executed in Traitors UK this season of like, if you can kind of leverage the Traitor alliance to be like, Lisa, we fucking love you. It's me and Rob. It's me and Candace. Like, we're all here. Like, we love you. You've got this really strong thing with Colton. Can you stay on that and like still advance the Traitor cause, even if you're not going to be here to see the glory of our victory? I think that that's kind of like, I think that that's a sacrifice that,
I don't think it's one Lisa fucking Rinna would make.
well, we're absolutely going to find the fuck out.
I know. It's next week. Obviously, Alan Cumming's been talking up a storm about episode 7 and about this banquet. We got a little flashback to the turret to learn about the cursed amulet that Lisa fucking Rinna is going to be wearing, and whoever touches it is going to be murdered. And I am so excited, nervous, scared for this banquet. I have no idea, no predictions as to what's going to happen. But I'm excited about this murder in plain sight because I think with a murder in plain sight, especially like this, like, it's less a murder of strategy and it's more a murder of opportunity, because for someone to touch the amulet, like I think we saw it in a previous season when someone had to like drink from a cup. It's not really about who you want to go for. It's, oh, do you have an opportunity to get someone to do that thing you want them to do, right? Like it's proximity, it's convenience, because you have to do it in front of everybody. So I'm like, if she may want Colton out, but how's she going to do that? Colton's probably not going to be anywhere near her at this point in the game. Like, I don't know. I really have no idea how it's going to go, but I'm so excited to find out. And I'm like just waiting with bated breath until Thursday.
This almost perhaps feels easier than a secret murder in plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even earlier in the season, right? Where Candace had to do that.
The tarot card.
Yeah. The conga line, right? Yeah. Like, this is, everyone's going to be together. This is truly out in the open. And Lisa's, they've talked about, we want to kill Colton, but to your point, will she have the opportunity to? Unlikely. What do you do when you walk around with a poison amulet that is shiny? I'm like a raccoon. I'm touching that fucking shit.
Right.
Like, it's,
I'm like me with a new piece of jewelry. I'm like, do you guys want to try this on?
No, literally.
I'm passing it around the table. I'm like, everyone's touching it. What are you going to do now, Alan? Everyone's dead.
And that's the gag, too, with, like, these, is you also don't know if Alan's going to be like, and last night, someone touched a cursed amulet. Like, it's not going to be that on the nose.
It's not going to be that, because...
But,
yeah.
Ooh, I hope the drama comes up. I hope they start suspecting Lisa during the fucking...
I know.
We can't wait for the banquet.
I cannot fucking wait for the banquet.
Is there any... We do just want to take a moment to congratulate Ron Funches on his autism diagnosis.
Congratulations, Ron.
Yeah.
I hope that's going to mean a lot to a lot of people that you would come out in that way.
No fucking shit. Like, for real, that's very cool and
really
brave.
Is.
And you and I love autism. We're big fans.
We're huge fans of autism.
Yeah. So
and Ron Funches. So congrats to Ron on a good game played. I hope you get all the apologies that you asked for and deserved from the way you were treated on that show. But just know you won the hearts of America while you might not have won the Traitors.
And that's the real victory. And I will say, just, as a positive ending, is Ron did have a little post of his toddler running up to the Traitors cast and touching on, being like, that's my dad. And
oh, shut up. That's
and he's like,
fuck.
Thanks, Alan Cumming, like, for me to be able to do this for my son. Like, this is awesome.
That's fucking amazing.
No tears.
No, I'm crying.
No, I'm
okay. So I want to play a little game with you before we go. My brother introduced me to this game. I guess it's like a thing with like NFL people. They do keep 4 cut 4.
Okay.
Which is like with football players, right? But so I want to play a game.
I don't know any of them.
Me either. So what we're going to do instead is I want to play Traitors, Recruit 4, Murder 4. So I'm going to give you a list of 8 traitors. And with each one, you have to decide whether you're going to recruit them to your team or murder them. And you only get 4 of each. So you don't know like
Right, I
what's
have to
coming
pick.
up. So
Oh
yeah,
my
and you have to
gosh.
pick as I present them too.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
So eight traders. I gotta or
Eight
eight contestants. I gotta cut for, recruit for.
Yeah, recruit 4, murder 4. That's the game.
All right.
Okay. First up, Parvati.
Poverty. I am going to recruit Poverty. While I don't find her necessarily trustworthy, I do find her strategy really strong. And ultimately, what did her in was the same thing I'm liable to, which is male attraction, and it clouded her judgment. But until I need to betray Poverty, she's my traitor.
Okay. Bob the drag queen.
Bob the drag queen. I love Bob the drag queen. Bob the drag queen is absolutely going to get murdered.
Oh.
Yeah, I love hanging out with Bob. It's not going to happen right away. I hope that Bob never sees this. But yeah, Bob's murdered. Bob's a distraction.
Danielle Reyes.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Braces, adult braces.
No, the one who remember she was at the round table when someone got out and she like pretended to fall over and faint because she was so upset. She was a traitor last season.
Danielle Reyes. Cut, kill, murder. No idea who that is. Happy for her.
Well, you're gonna die when I show you who Danielle Reyes is after this.
No, I love her, but murdered.
Okay.
Okay, so far I've got Poverty
You've
and I've killed Bob the drag queen and so-called Danielle, so-called Reyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Rob Marciano.
Rob is the cop.
No, Rob was the one who'd won Survivor, who was a big deal last season.
Yeah, he was a cop.
He's a cop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Rob, I'm a cop. Ooh, what do you think I'm gonna say? We'll kind of do 3, 2, 1 on Rob. 3, 2, 1, kill.
I thought you were gonna recruit him, but okay.
No, I can't trust that fucker, and
Okay.
I don't care for men.
All right. Dorinda Medley.
Dorinda Medley. Ooh, I can only kill one more person, right?
You can only kill one more person, then you're gonna be stuck with the rest as your team of recruits.
Okay, so Dorinda did so poorly last season as a traitor, but I would recruit this season 4
wow,
Dorinda.
You're recruiting Dorinda.
Yeah.
Okay. Pilot Pete.
Ooh, Pilot Pete. Trustworthy, also a bachelor. Yeah, I'm recruiting Pilot Pete.
You're recruiting Pilot Pete.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He's someone I can control, but is also can be effective.
You have currently 3 recruits and 3 murders. You've got Parvati, Dorinda, and Pilot Pete are your traitors right now. You've murdered Bob the drag queen, Danielle, and Rob M.
Word. Okay.
Next up, Tiffany Mitchell.
Our Tiffany?
Our Tiffany.
Wow. Is she going to ask me to buy lunch? Based on what we saw on the table, yeah, kill.
Wow, which means your final recruit is going to be Gabby Wendy.
Oh my God. Of course I'm recruiting Gabby Wendy, and I'm so glad that I did not kill. Wait, no, I still could have ended up with Gabby no matter how I did it, right?
No, you oh yeah, you would have ended up with Gabby no matter how you did it because of the way you did it.
And that's exactly what I think that Robbie Hoffman, that's exactly what happened to her. You would have always ended up with Gabby Wendy.
Congratulations, Robbie Hoffman.
So who's my teams?
So your team is Parvati, Dorinda, Pilot Pete, and Gabby Wendy. That's your traitors team.
And who have we had to say goodbye to at breakfast?
Bob the drag queen, Danielle, Rob M, and Tiffany Mitchell.
Well, I'm so sorry about that, but it is the game and we play the game. And I'm so grateful to be a traitor.
Thanks for playing Recruit 4 Murder 4.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Erin Cumming.
Oh my God.
Well, this has been Stream Queens the Pod.
Thanks for listening. I'm Erin McKeon.
I'm Julia Wendt.
Remember to go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, support us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. And also buy yourself a Tushy bidet. You get 10% off with code StreamQueens at hello.tushy.com.
Yeah, share us with a friend and share the gift of luxury with yourself.
Yeah, and shop the moment. Buy a Tushy.
Shop the moment. See you next time.
Bye.